YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Rome 2. And we are back at it. I'm trying to remember where we've got Octavian at this point in time. I have no idea where he ended up. Let's see if we can find him. He's probably in one of these armies. That's him. Isn't that... It seems like a lot of his troops don't have as many chevrons as they should. Maybe I lost some of them and had to re-recruit. That could be, because that does look like Octavian. Gaius. Yep, that's him. So Octavian's army could probably use a little more time from a veteran to get the guys leveled back up, but these troops are busy leveling up as well. And I think that Octavian will be fine for now. So what, he's got Warcry, Second Wind, and then nothing from Authority yet, which is not too great, but he does have the defensive trait too, where they can do barricades and flaming balls and stuff like that. Alright. So Flavium under our control, but again that's probably going to cause a revolt at Tiliferdum, unless we can maybe turn off the taxes for a turn, see if that'll fix it. We can try it at least. Is there a way to like do it? I know that's my general taxes. I know there's a way to cut the taxes just for this settlement. If I can remember how. Settlement details, maybe? Tax province, there we go. Let's see what it does. The public order. Current public order minus 82, predicted public order minus 100, minus 98. So we might actually be able to stop it. So I'll turn the taxes off for just one turn. And I think we've moved... Yeah, these guys should be ready to move. We have to move carefully, as we could be moving into some dangerous territory, so I'm going to, again, send my agents ahead. Just use them to scout out. Because with the difficulty settings, what they are, we've got to make sure we don't walk into an ambush, so we'll just kind of move forward slowly. Looks like Octavian can snag this town almost, almost unopposed. So we'll let Octavian snag this settlement, and he has leveled up as well. Let's see, civil settlement, farming settlement. Here we go, and let's just tear down this junk. Neither one of those is really needed. And as far as Octavian's upgrade, we can give him level 3 Dread, which is pretty awesome. And then maybe focus the next few traits somewhere else. Enables night battles at land and sea. So we got that. The ambushes. Wow, that gives boost to armor as well, and ammunition. So I'll probably do that one after the Dread. Let's get the Dread all the way up there, though, just so it'll make him a force to be reckoned with enemy troops. We're going to need that. Okay. So... And we've spread out there, we spread out there. These troops now have all their movement points and can assault here. And there's really not even any point in bringing in those reinforcements. We'll just slay all these Germanic confederation troops there and occupy. So we've now captured quite a bit more territory from the Germanic tribes. And they've only got this settlement that I can see out here in the Helvakne. Have this one, and then the one they captured behind my territory. And then right there, just a couple more settlements. They don't have anything major. Yeah, we can't go out of forced march, but at least that army's safe in the city. And again, they have this one settlement behind me, but we should be able to catch up and give them some grief here real quick. Let's see, so the 6th Legion looks like it's gained some experience for the general. Man, we got so many of these. Charge bonus for all units, movement speed for light cav, 2% morale for all units. Let's see, cav units, 2% morale for all units, authority. Let's see what we got. Missile infantry morale upon recruitment. Public order. And we got a ton of this. It's plus 2% morale for all units. It's 5% armor for all units. Got a couple of those. Let's throw the armor down. Okay. And we're going to end the turn. So it definitely got a nice push going, and we might be able to fairly quickly silence some of our Germanic enemies once and for all. And if we're going to go hit Octavian, we're going to need to hit him hard and fast, and we're going to need to be prepared to keep Egypt under control. The same token, and going up against all these Germanic troops and watching Club Levy go head-to-head with veteran legionnaires for a while, or legionaries. I always just say legionnaires. Some of you all hate that, but I don't know. It's just what we've always called them around here, so I'll try and do my best to say legionaries, but honestly it just means the same thing to me. So that's why I do it, just in case you were wondering. Let's see. Shrine of Neptune, Jupiter. Get some farms. Alright. So we got things headed in the right direction there. And we can put the hurt on this settlement. So these guys are out. Get in there for military training. Captured some nice lumber supplies, it looks like. And build one more farm. One of these buildings to add some extra public order. And it looks like Treva. It's one of the last ones we got there. So as far as here, I've already got a shrine and a gladiator school coming, so we can go ahead and build another farm here. Just really keep that stuff going. I know some of you hate how much I spend on food, but honestly I like it. It seems to really drive my economy in the end, like allow me to upgrade whatever I want when I want, which is quite nice. Let's see, Teleferdum is going to slowly start to slide back into our control, especially after the next couple of turns. So let's just keep the momentum going there. And let's see, so the German Confederation has this, well, we need to capture this settlement, and then we need to take these guys out at Treva as well. And these forces are now retraining, but we're going to have to leave them in Teleferdum to try and offset some of the unrest that's going on there. We're kind of having to get rid of the, let's see, from an agent standpoint, what we have. Champion spies, dignitaries. We don't have any dignitaries. That's a huge mistake. Don't know why I have allowed that to happen. Well, actually I do. It's because I don't pay enough attention, but +1 growth, replenishment rate for armies, public order, local province, growth. That one looks best. So let's recruit this guy and let him do some work there. And then let's recruit another one here. We're going to need to convert these structures here. Just tear this crap down. And let's recruit another. There we go. Let's check our other 3. Okay, we're good. Good. So we've got a couple of dignitaries now to help us make sure and spread Latin influence a little bit quicker. We'll definitely make sure to use those. And I could probably upgrade some other buildings elsewhere, but well, you know what? Some places where it's going to make more sense than others. Teleferdum. I'll just save my money, and we'll do it on the next turn when I'm sure we'll have more needs. Since we're tearing down a lot of buildings, we'll save some of that money to be useful to us on the next turn. Again, I'm going to open up Dread with these units. That'll help kind of tilt some of the morale back into our favor during the fights. Some of the more difficult fights. A little bit can go a long way. What in the world the Marcomanni are just doing out sitting in the North Sea. Enjoy the winter out there. It's going to be quite lovely if you're a snowman. Let's see what we got. Rebellion imminent because of these idiots raiding over here. And I don't have any troops nearby, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, we are going to suffer a rebellion there. Well, I mean, I have these troops over here, but they can't get there fast enough. And I hate to bring them back just for that purpose. Let's take these guys here that have now trained up all the troops they need, and let's just start coming up behind these guys, and we'll just mop up after their stupid raiding and stuff that they're doing. There's no need to hire mercenaries because I can't get to where I'm going on this turn anyway, so we can just recruit a couple more legionaries. There we go. I think 4 is all I can do in one turn there. Yep. So we'll just get a few more legionaries and another cav unit. Then on the next turn, we'll just start mopping up through the provinces that they've already captured. These agents that we recruited, I'm going to set them into their agent stance to help convert the culture faster. You enjoy a well-kept ledger, huh? Let's see. There we go. Let's go ahead and upgrade this to garrison. And we're going to have to be careful of winter attrition. Let's see. Getting quite a bit of unhappiness here in this settlement as well, but we're a couple of turns away from turning around the public order there pretty substantially, I think. Which of these don't give? I think this one doesn't give any. I have a ton of food, so let's go ahead and build the harbor. Let's actually go ahead and take one of these armies and start moving back. Let's go into forced march, see how far we can go. Let's go ahead and move clear back to here, and then on the next turn we'll come back up here and help put down any rebellion that takes place on this turn, so should be fine to go at it that way. Some of these areas are suffering big penalties because of Germanic influence, so we're going to have to kind of be patient in getting them settled down, calmed down, and get everything sorted, basically. And there we go. Ooh, get auxiliary cav from there as well. Might do that. Alright. I think we've pretty well settled all that stuff. And like I said, we kind of need to wait a turn. Let's make sure there's... So I can build a building there, but let's see what else we're missing, if anything. This place is going to rebel, so I'm not going to spend any money there at the moment. And let's build a shrine to Jupiter there. We could start upgrading some of these to cohort barracks. Don't necessarily need to do that at the moment though, so let's just wait. Again, save our money for when it might be more useful. My income dropped a little bit right there. It could be because of raiding and other stuff going on. We'll get it settled. And then we're going to recapture the province that we lost to the HeirofCarthage. Just see what we get. Gaiatuli. Boy, those guys were a nuisance in my Carthage campaign, weren't they? They were just like they're like some kind of parasite or fungus, man. It's just like no matter how hard you try, they wouldn't go away. They just keep slowly growing.
You have been blessed with courage, so
I'm not going to be doing that.
My belly rumbles for food, or the gods prepare a storm. On your head, bitch.
Okay, so there was a rebellion as expected. Some political intrigue. Looks like the balance of power is still pretty good for now. It's not too high one way or the other, which is typically what we're looking for. And as typical for the AI, they've left this settlement completely unprotected. So it's ours again, and they barely got a chance to even screw with the buildings. So just tear that one down. Replace it with something more useful. So yeah, now there is a rebellion started here, but that's fine. We've got this army. I don't think we need to really worry about getting ambushed. Both of the forces that are up here are relatively small, so this will help me get there on the next turn. This town should be under our control soon. Wow, this one right here is pretty ticked off. Let's just see what the public order's rating. So, Pelpin. Yeah, these guys up here are causing the issue. there's most likely going to be a rebellion here too, but we're going to have to get these guys to quit raiding in order to get that rebellion to stop. That raiding penalty is huge. It's like an enormous penalty for raiding. Let's see. This army is probably no longer needed up here. Let's see what happens when we pull them out. Yeah, we're fine. How about we try and force march to this point, and then hopefully we can get up here and put an end to this raiding. There is going to be some rebellion in the meantime. We'll just kind of see where it goes to and put an end to it as quickly as we can. And then I say we go ahead and spend some money upgrading this shrine and the temple to Jupiter. What was I converting that to? Yeah, farm there, so we should be good. See what we got here. So I got a level 10 veteran now in this army. That's pretty slick. And he's got his stuff maxed out. Give him strength just to make him a little better at converting enemy agents. And then this army has gotten the general his first skill level. Got a spy who leveled up here. Make her better at poisoning. Okay. Yeah, things should stabilize. We're going to have a little bit of rebellion going on here, but we should be able to deal with it. Let's go ahead and end this turn. I think we are only 4 turns away at this point from being able to unlock the upgraded troops and Praetorian Guard, stuff like that. We probably need to get a stack of Praetorian Guard ready to go against our enemies. Ooh, I thought they were going to ambush me there. They got darn close to doing it. Yeah, we'll use a stack of Praetorian Guard to go against Antony, and especially if we can get like an agent in there and get him like leveled up, something ridiculous. We'll work on that. Get some kind of unholy army to help against Antony's forces. We're going to need something like that, I think, in order to help level the odds. See what we got going here. I don't know where all these guys are moving to, but I forget the Gauls are actually on my side in this one, as opposed to the Macedon campaign. I fought against them for quite a long while. No, there was no rebellion. They must have ceased the raiding activity. So that's actually quite miraculous for me, because that was about to be a big giant mess. And let's take these guys into no stance. Both these armies have got very, very well chevroned troops, which is great. We might need to pass these agents on to other armies that need some assistance. Wow, that's a lot of spear wall and wolf warriors and stuff like that. Good grief.
Ready for orders.
Let's see.
To battle!
So the night attack's gonna give me some benefit, I guess. Let's just go ahead and fight this with this army. The reason I came out from the city to do this, I should have moved these guys just a smidge closer so I could have reinforced, but we can take these guys. I'm feeling pretty comfortable about it. So let's go ahead and fight this on the battlefield. We need to destroy this army. Those spear wall are actually going to be pretty tough units. Not very good attack, but again, because of the morale boost and stuff the AI gets on this difficulty setting, those are going to be some tough units to take out. And then there's wolf warriors as well, which I'm going to have to be careful of. Let's go ahead and start the deployment. They are going to have Germanic ballista, which is pretty irritating.
First cohort.
Let's put this full unit here. First cohort.
First cohort.
But these 2 slightly damaged units on this side. So we'll use our first cohorts for outflanking maneuver. And just put my velites there. I'm gonna get my cavalry ready to run up and see if we can get to the ballista as quickly as possible. And then let's keep our general back at a safe distance from the rest of our troops where that ballista is gonna be firing. See if we can move up our velites first to draw fire.
A dark evil that lurks in their forest homes. It feeds on blood and suffering. That is why we oppose these Germans, because of their barbaric wickedness.
My general's going on about the barbaric wickedness of the Germans. Let's see. These ballista have got to be about to open fire. There they go. And they are targeting my velites, it would appear. I don't think the AI has ever been able to do any better than that. And so I will keep my velites spread out very thin to draw that fire. And then let's go ahead and start moving up our other troops now.
Ready and waiting.
Yeah, the AI is wasting precious ammo on this kind of thing. And I'm going to keep my distance between the velites and my infantry. If my velites eat it, that's fine. I can get like some mercenary longbow hunters or use the auxiliary barracks that I've built here to get some longbow hunters anyway, so I don't really care if they die at this point. They've changed targets now to my legionaries. I didn't know the AI was capable of such. Yeah, they're going to try and cause some damage to my legionaries here, but still fairly minimal. We'll keep my my legatus at a respectful distance still. I'm losing a few men to this bombardment, but not much. Okay. Yeah, their bombardment is not doing hardly anything. I'm gonna need to keep an eye out in case they decide to charge me with cav here. If they do, I think I'm actually just gonna have my velites stand their ground and just pitch all their javelins.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Okay, let's take my infantry. Let's move up behind my velites. What do they got over here? Mercenary scout riders. Okay. They're thinking about coming in with some mercenary scout riders, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and just push my infantry all the way up. They got some mercenary longbow hunters and Germanic youths and scout riders and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and run my infantry. They're gonna start wasting some bow shots on my velites. Let's get my general up. Okay, their ballista has gotten a lot of shots and has still been pretty worthless. I'm actually kind of worried about these scout riders because they're backed up by a noble rider. Gonna have to be careful about how that works out. There we go. Let's keep the guys spread out. Yeah, their ballista fire has been kind of highly inaccurate at the moment. I'm going to go into slow motion for just a second to see if I can get... I really need accurate charge orders to help me out here. I am worried that these wolf warriors will almost certainly beat my men one-on-one. And I'm going to just start some outflanking. And I'm going to push up on these scout riders that are pitching crap at me and hit these Germanic youths with my velites. Let's bring my general up so I can support this fight. I'm already losing men like crazy right here in the center. So we're going to need to quickly reinforce. These guys are now out of formation attack, so I can get right up here into the back of these guys. Just got Germanic scout riders here. They're going to run away, but there's still spearmen back here that are going to get in the way as well. So let's bring these infantry forward to hit their spearmen. And I am quickly losing this legionary unit here in the center, so I'm going to pull this unit back to fill that gap and then go forward here and here. Keep pushing these scout riders. And we'll go back into play. Get back over here. We're going to need to reinforce our center because the Germanic troops are probably going to break through.
Our general is under attack.
Let's see if we can split this gap. Get in here. Okay, let's get these guys through. Get into the back of those guys. And we can reinforce here. Let's pull those legionaries out. Those guys will probably rout, but it'll be alright. Let's give these guys into the breach.
Our men flee the field.
Drop
of
the
battle.
fear.
This is a shameful.
Intimidate the enemy general. War cry, inspire, just drop every boost that we can give our men. And let's come in here with some rear charges. Let's get our cavalry into position too, and just ignore the Germanic scout riders for a moment. Get out of formation attack, take out that spear wall. So these spear wall are surrounded and ought to start going down. They were actually winning the fight prior to that. Give you idea how strong those spear wall are on this particular setting. I just got a nice rear charge on their noble rider, but that's a very strong unit. So I'm not necessarily expecting the world out of that. And I'm still getting shot at by scout riders from all over the place. It's really kind of a big problem. This spear wall, though, ought to be collapsing soon. They're starting to drop quick. Let's go back into play. Let's get into the back of these scout riders. So this should help us out. Let's hit the Germanic general with some javelin fire. That's a nice javelin volley there. We'll see if we can go ahead and level him out a little. That ought to help our cause. I'm losing this cavalry, just straight up losing it here. It's bad. Enemy general, even with all those javelins, is barely taking any damage, which seems a bit ridiculous. These spear wall are still holding out, completely surrounded. The enemy general, though, now is starting to bite it, but my cavalry, even in just straight rear attacks, is getting killed. That's not good. Really don't want to lose my my cavalry like this. I need to keep some alive for potentially running down enemy troops. And there's still enough Germanic stout riders that they can probably straight up kill my cav, so I'm going to run away with this unit here and just keep it safe in case they have
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
units left late game. There we go. Yeah, they're just those scout riders are just straight up annoying on this difficulty setting. Most of my Velites are actually out of ammo at this point. Stupid scout riders. And they seem to have endless ammunition apparently at this point too, because they have thrown probably at least 10 or 15 volleys, it would seem like. And then again, we've got spear wall over here holding strong. If you want to come in with your Germanic scout riders, I would welcome it. Be glad to silence these guys. Okay, we're into the back of these spear wall, and we're killing those wolf warriors there. And I managed to actually keep a couple of my cav units alive. So I'll just bring these guys in to run down enemies. I mean, look at these scout riders, even up against my legionaries, like just difficult to kill. So you can imagine that my legionary cav has a hard time versus them as well. Let's get these guys. There we go. See if we can catch those Germanic scout riders right here. There we go. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and just end the battle. These guys are going to have to retrain anyway. That was a pretty bloody fight. That's some decent troops, actually, on behalf of the Marcomanni there. Those spear wall and stuff are going to be tough. You can see that even having some of them outflanked, they were going head-to-head with legionaries pretty well. And the only thing I ended up losing was the legionary cav. We can perhaps replace it with an auxiliary cav, and we'll see how that goes. Let's go ahead and retreat back to Tulliferdum with this army, let it retrain. And again, I'm going to wait and retreat an auxiliary cav and then trade out for some auxiliary longbow hunters, and we'll destroy the remnants of this army right here. So that'll actually put a pretty serious hurt on the Marcomanni. That was one of their last substantial armies, and it's the only thing keeping me basically from getting to Treva. Okay, perfect. What is this? Amber. Huh. I don't know if I've ever controlled amber before. That's pretty cool. Let's just tear down these Germanic buildings. So now we control that entire province. The Marcomanni, I don't believe, have any more provinces. So we've extinguished them from their provinces, but we still have a few loose ends to mop up here. This province should be under control. Let's go ahead and move up to this point. And just to make sure that these guys are provisioned enough, I might go ahead and hire a couple of those Gallic skirmishers. That's all I can hire at the moment. These guys can now pull out a forced march and get to the city to protect it from rebels, so we're about to turn this little situation around too, which was honestly one of my last concerns for this particular area. And with that on the way out, that's good news.
What do you wish of me?
We're gonna have to wait just a little bit before sallying against the rest of the German troops. That's all I have time for now. Hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing off.